You guys are having a good day. I'm Dr. Boyce Watkins from Your Black World and the Black Business School. And I got up this morning and I decided I wanted to go ahead and test out the StreamYard. I'm trying out StreamYard today, and I have no idea exactly how to use this and exactly how this works, but I can use you guys' help in terms of telling me what's working and what's not working. Good morning. Give me a yes or no in the chat if you can see me and hear me okay. Give me a yes or no in the chat if I'm coming through all right. I want to make sure that you guys can hear me and see me okay. So what's up, D Nice? How you doing? So you can hear me. You can see me. You can hear me. Brian Casey, what's going on? And I'm going to say something in the chat. Good morning, Black people. There we go. Also, okay, all right. Thank you, Nakia and Brian and Aquarius and Dual Victory and all right. So here's what's going down today. So first of all, do me a favor, hit the thumbs up button, hit the thumbs up, share, and subscribe button if you haven't done it yet. And in case you guys don't know, I don't know if you know, I have an audio podcast called the Dr. Boyce Breakdown. It's on Spotify and a bunch of other platforms. So if you want to get things broken down to you in a way that makes sense, where everybody can understand, please visit thedrboycebreakdown.com. That's thedrboycebreakdown.com. All right, so here's what I want to talk about. This was on my brain today. Don't ask me why. I have no idea why certain things come into my head, but I'm going to talk about what I'm thinking about. I noticed just the other day that Jeezy and TI, two really great rappers, two guys that are super talented, are doing a Verzuz battle really soon, and I think that's really cool. If you like good music, both these guys know how to create good music. I've never met Jeezy, but I met TI in Ghana. When I was in Ghana, just, he pops up and I see him. And I mentioned to you guys before, actually, when I think about my favorite rappers, TI and Ice Cube actually were my top two. And so I met my top two rappers like in the last maybe 9 months or something. So that's been kind of interesting, really cool. So let me talk a little bit about a couple of my favorite rappers, and just not generally speaking about them, because I'm not interested in doing diss tracks on people or anything like that. Maybe we can call it challenge tracks to challenge our thinking so we can grow. And I'm gonna make this very quick because actually the last day of the All Black National Convention happens today. We're going to get started by 9 o'clock, and we're going to cover economic power, like how to build your economic power. We got Julian Gordon coming through to speak today about real estate and how he's raised $3 million from a group of Black investors out in Baton Rouge, to buy up, I think, 100 and something properties they're buying. It's crazy. We're also going to talk about the 2020 election, have a panel on that. We're going to have a panel on finding your purpose and passion with people like Dr. George C. Fraser, Dr. Nicole Price, stuff like that. So if you're interested, you want to join us for the last day and also get the recordings of the first 2 days, just go to allblacknationalconvention.com. That's allblacknationalconvention.com. It's virtual this year, but it's awesome. All right, so here's what I was thinking, right? So when I think about Jeezy and TI, I was processing this, right? I process hip hop. Hip hop to me is one of the great train robberies of all time. It's one of the great robberies of all time. What do I mean by that? Hip hop is one of the great robberies of all time because, Black people created that, right? Like we did that. That's our thing. We started that. We built that. But despite the fact that we built that, everybody else seems to be making money from that, right? It's like so many other areas of Black life where, sure, we might have started the thing, but other people own the thing. They distributed the thing. They're the ones who profited from the thing, right? I did an interview with some brothers who were around in the 1970s when hip hop first hit the scene. When it first started, with DJ Kool Herc and Grandmaster Flash and all of that, and then later on you had Curtis Blow and and stuff like that. Like, this is way back, and I was asking them about, I said, did you see the power of what you had? Like, did you? And they said, yeah, everybody loved it, and all that stuff. It was really spreading like wildfire. And I said, so what happened? Like, what happened? From a business standpoint, you think that kept Black people from really owning that, because it's like Powernomics. When you have a powerful natural resource coming from your community, you should own that. You should own that. And And they said, well, Dr. Boyce, we weren't really, we weren't really thinking about money. We were just looking for the party. And that stuck with me for some reason. And when they said we were just looking for the party, and I said, I thought about the fact that so many of us as a community, we're usually looking for the party and not looking for the power. That translates to even 40 years later, where you have a politician that can go on a radio show. And I saw where Ricky Smiley was doing a big dance because Kamala Harris started singing Atomic Dog. Anybody see that? She started, he said, she got my vote now. She got my vote. She won me over. She started singing Atomic Dog. Atomic Dog. Bow, wow, wow, yippee-yo, yippee. That's literally what he said. He said that when she started singing Atomic Dog, that was when he said, we got to vote for her now, right? She's singing Atomic Dog. Now, I'm not trying to hate on, like, some of y'all might be Qs. And I already had to almost had to get in a fight with a Q one time because they asked me to pledge in college. On the last day, right before I was about to pledge, I looked at the dudes that were actually in the chapter, and I just looked at those people, not Q dogs in general, but just those guys, and I said, I don't want to do what y'all doing. I don't want to be where y'all at. Y'all going down the black man, unfortunately the stereotypical black man route. Y'all drinking too much. Y'all mess with all these nasty ass women that got all kinds of diseases. See, that's where coronavirus come from messing with these nasty ass, these little dirty ass people that people want to have sex with. Y'all don't study. I said, I don't want to be like that. I want to be a successful black man. I don't want to be in the trap. See, we're going to talk about the trap a little bit, Trapanomics, and TI and Jeezy come to mind because you talk about Trapanomics. You got to think about the fact that so many black people really are in the trap. And being in the trap is interesting to me. Okay, so let me keep going. All right, so one of the Q dolls was mad at me. Apparently he was offended. I didn't want to pledge, but I was like, who the hell am I? I don't matter. Like you can find other people that'll be Q dogs. I'm just trying to go do like abnormal shit, like study, or like build a future for myself. Maybe that's a little weird, but that's what I'm about to go over here and do because the white man tried to kill me. He been trying to kill me since before I was born. So I'm trying to get out the trap. So I need to go ahead and make some investments in my life right now so I can have a good future. So anyway, so the thought that came to mind today, and I can't talk too long because the All Black National Convention is going to start in about 45 minutes. But the thing that was on my mind today was something that Jeezy and TI rap about all the time. They rap regularly about this thing called the trap. And I listen and I take words literally. Like I process, like if you're talking to me, you may not know this, but when you're talking to me, I might be watching your lips and literally riding on the wave of every word that comes out of your mouth and seeing how that fits with every other word. Like I process things on a deep level. So I think about the trap, right? We've heard people rap about the trap. My insinuation, and I don't pretend to understand the life of a dope dealer. T.I. and Jeezy, they talk about, slinging rocks and stuff like that. I didn't do that stuff. I knew people who did it. I saw lots of guys go to prison for 100 years under the Biden-Clinton crime bill, for that type of stuff. Some of them still locked up. And that's one of the reasons why I'm still furious about that. And I still talk about that, even though a lot of people have forgotten about that. A lot of black folks want to forgive and forget. I ain't forgiving shit. I ain't forgot about none of the stuff that y'all did to our people. Until you fix it, until you reconcile that, and then you write maybe a $400 billion check for reparations just for mass incarceration. That's the mass incarceration component. Write a $400 billion check for that to those families that lost their loved ones. Then we can talk. But anyway, let's hear. And they got money. They write $3 trillion checks to white people. So why can't they write a half trillion for black people? But that's just for mass incarceration. That doesn't cover 250 years of slavery and 100 years of Jim Crow. That's about a $15 trillion check. So let's just keep the math right so we can make sure that as bill collectors we can expect payment when the funds become available or when we force it out of your ass. All right. So I was thinking about the trap, right? And I was thinking about like that word, okay, trap. Okay, the trap. I got out the trap. What is the trap? The trap is something that, insinuates what you're, when you're talking about, in the hood, slinging rocks, kind of trapped, right? Trapped in poverty, right? Which is a result of a lot of policies that were put in place designed to keep the black man trapped, right? Because the black man is frightening for a lot of people. A black man who's liberated, intelligent, and capable scares the shit out of white supremacy. When white supremacy runs up against black excellence, it's like the Lakers playing against the Miami Heat, and it becomes, a royal ass whooping, right? Black excellence dominates white supremacy. I have no fear of white supremacy because I have a commitment to black excellence. Black excellence is my religion. It's one of my religions next to black economics, right? So when black excellence or black economics runs into white supremacy, black excellence and black economics tends to dominate. Let's just keep that 100% clear. But white supremacy created this thing called the trap because they said, look, we want to make sure we destroy these young boys before they realize who they are. We want to make sure we take them out before they start seeing their greatness. We want to make sure that the minute they start seeing their greatness, like maybe they rise to the top of a big dope empire and start making $100 million a year, we're going to lock them all up. So a lot of your strongest, smartest, most capable black men are in prison right now. A lot of your alpha males are in prison right now. And so if you want to know why a lot of black men are offended right now with the election and everything else, it's because they are, it's because they got friends who are stuck in prison, who are amazing people, who are brilliant people. It's because if you want to know why the black community is going backwards, it's because, racism did a masterful thing. They did a masterful thing. They went to the hood, to the trap. They locked up all the alpha males, all the men who were brave enough to go out here and do what they had to do to feed their family. Not to say that was the best choice, right? We know that that's not. That there's other options, right? But still, to the credit, they had the bravery to go out and put themselves, deal with tough situations. So these alphas were taken away. They would have grown into husbands and fathers. A lot of them, they would eventually got their life together and became great people, but they didn't get a chance to do that because they gave them 100 years in prison. The other reason the black community is going backwards is because you're black elite. You're educated Negroes. You're black people that went to college, and I went to Yale or Duke and got my MBA, and I'm doing really well. And look at me. The two things. One, they stunted their growth. By sending them to white universities to learn how to work for other white people instead of them being in a position where they learn how to build multi-million-dollar corporations. A lot of your potential CEOs who would have built billion-dollar companies never did that because they're working for a white guy making like a couple $100,000 a year because they're so smart, right? But they have no idea how smart they are. They have no idea what God had in store for them. God had the platinum plan, the real platinum plan, because he was really going to deliver on that plan. God had the level 10 plan in store for you, but we settled for the level 2, right? So we put ourselves in the trap. So don't think that the trap is just something for people in the hood and poor people. The trap is for everybody, black people. I know educated Negroes that are in the trap. I know black people that got PhDs that are in the trap. If you up here getting on your knees every day for a white man because you can't pay your bills, I don't care how many degrees you have, you still in the trap. I mean, if you can't walk away from your job and tell them to kiss your black ass and go on and handle your business, then you in the trap. Like you're trapped. You can't make a move because you're in the trap. So when we think about the trap, a lot of us think about the trap as, like, oh, I was in the hood, I was slinging rocks. Yeah, that's a trap, but that's not the only trap because white man got 1,000 traps for y'all. He gets out 1,000 ways he keeps you trapped. Black people go to college and get $100,000 in debt, but yet you're making $40,000 a year. And so you can't quit your job. You can't invest. It's hard to move forward because you try to deal with this debt from the past. Well, you in the trap. You need to play more trap music because you in the trap. Trap. They make multiple traps. If you study Powernomics, and I love every time I talk to Ice Cube or when I talk to Kanye, we talk about Powernomics. That's what we discuss. I don't want to talk about all the other stuff. We talked about Powernomics. If you study Powernomics, you'll learn that like an animal in a cage, they built multiple traps for you before you were born. So the trap ain't just something that applied to Jeezy and TI when they were kids and guys like them in the hood. The trap is for everybody. There's plenty of room in multiple traps. We have a trap for every type of Negro that there is. So maybe the way to get out the trap is to stop being a Negro. Untrap yourself. Bust out of the trap. Some of y'all trying to fit into the trap. The trap is white supremacy. Some of y'all trying to fit in, right? And I realized, here's what I realized. Somebody asked me, they said, Dr. Boyce, why are you so radical? Why are you so radical all the time? Why can't you just, be a little bit more like a socially acceptable? Why can't you just fit in a little bit better? And I said, because you can't, I don't know how you can fit in and bust out at the same time. I can't fit into the trap and bust out of the trap at the same time. I don't know how to do that. I don't know how to go north and south at the same time. My body ain't that long. I don't know how to go east and west simultaneously. So you got to make a decision. Do you fit into the trap where they gonna take care of you, give you plenty of butter biscuits, make sure you good, make sure that you and your family can make a living, not make a fortune, but make a living, right? As long as you learn how to shut your mouth, just shut up and dribble, shut up and rap, just sit down, shut up and vote, right? Just shut up and vote, do what we say, Negro, right? That's what they're doing to everybody. It's a trickle down. It's trickle down Trapanomics that they do in politics and economics. Trickle-down Trapanomics. What does trickle-down Trapanomics looks like? Look, trickle-down Trapanomics looks like this. When I talked to Cube the other day, I remember talking to him and I said, and we were talking about the black elite. And he said, yeah, the black elite. I'm real concerned about the black elite. And I just don't want like the black elite kind of controlling everything. And I was a little confused, I'm gonna be honest with you, because Cube is not a broke man. Like, he's made hundreds of millions of dollars. So you'll be thinking like, well, aren't you? You're part of the black elite. But then I thought about it. I said, wait a minute. People will think that because of who I am, I have my PhD and also that I will be part of the black elite. And what it is that he and I, we've been invited to black elite circles before. Like, we've been asked to go to the cocktail parties and to go to the art shows, the wine and cheese gatherings where there's plenty of like gay white people there and shit like that. Like, we've been asked to do all of that, but there's something that's not right about that, right? So it hit me. I said, oh, I get it. Okay, the black elite. Oh, I know. Okay, I get it now. Okay. You know what? I like that. I like the fact that you walk away from that. You're conscious enough to see that that's not the way to go. So you have trickle-down Trapanomics that goes through the black elite. Let me tell you what they do with the black elite when it comes to maybe voting or anything else. With this election coming, again, I'm not telling you how to vote, but with this election coming, here's what they do with the black elite. They tell them, if you want that movie deal, then go tell the Negroes to show up and vote. If you want that TV deal, well, we can help you out. I got friends over at HBO. I know white people who can get you that TV deal, but if you want that TV deal, you better play ball. You better tell black people to show up and vote. Well, Master, why should we? What are they voting for? Like, we know what they're voting against. They're voting against Trump, but what are they voting for? Don't ask no questions. Negro, shut up and rap. Shut up and dribble. Shut up and vote. Just do what we say, boy. Right? Like that's trickle-down Trapanomics because they put you in the trap. They want you in the trap, in the mental trap, because they're in the trap. They're in a situation where maybe they look at, pay attention now. I want you to process this for a minute. I'm not here to tell you that what Ice Cube is doing is right. I agree with it. I'm like KRS-One. I love what KRS-One said. I'd love to have him on the show. Actually, I haven't met the guy, but if he's watching, like, come on, reach out, brother. I'd love to have you. KRS-One said, if you're gonna vote, go vote. Like, do your civic duty. Like, if that's something you feel is important, then you should definitely do it. He said, but some of us are revolutionaries. Some of us just can't stand it. Some of us gotta bust out of the system. Some of us gotta fight back. Even if there's a high price, even if the price might be another 4 years of Trump or whatever, we'll pay that price because we want that ticket, right? And it's all right to do that, right? It's nothing, you can't shame us out of it. Revolutionaries already know who they are. But then again, though, I'm not going to shame you out of what you're going to do, right? But the thing about it is that when you talk about, trickle-down Trapanomics, what happens is a lot of the black elite, they hover butter biscuits over them and they start salivating, and the butter biscuits are warm and delicious, and they're like, and because they're in the trap, they've never learned how to feed themselves. They've never learned how to take care of themselves without a white man's assistance. So when Joe Biden or anybody, Donald Trump, it might be Donald Trump offering the butter biscuits, when he shows up and says, okay, I can take good care, I can make sure you and your family are good, but I need you to get on your knees and I need you to massage my testicles for a little while. I need you to tell me things that are going to make me feel good about myself. I need you to forgive me. Sure, I incarcerated 100,000 of your people with my crime bill, but hey, that's the past. You can't be worried about old shit. But you're like, but boss, those people are still alive. Like those people are still in prison. Can't we go get them out, boss? Nah, boy, just shut up and vote. Shut up and dribble. Shut up, just shut up and do what I say. So what's the point on this? The point is that when I think about Jeezy and TI and I see what they rap about, both these guys super talented and they're doing a Verzuz battle really soon. That's why it was on my brain. I might check it out. I might not. Honestly, I don't have a lot of time for stuff like that. You know, like if I want to hear a TI song, I just get on Spotify. If I want to hear Jeezy, I get on Spotify. I don't need to watch two people stand and going back and forth. It doesn't. It's like I have other better things to do. Like, I don't know, spend time with my kids. My 10-year-old is begging for my attention. So I'm going to be hanging out with the 10-year-old. Y'all can go watch the Verzuz battle. But then again, that's why I'm 49 years old and a lot of y'all are not. So that's all good. That's okay. But I love these guys in terms of their talent. But I really want you to process when they rap about the trap. I want you to process the way white media has trained you to really almost romanticize the trap. Like they love to distribute and sell the trap to the world. In China and in Japan and in parts of South America, they love to hear black men rap about the trap and the hood and the killing and the death and everything else. And the problem with that, though, is that these are real things. Like these are real things that cause real pain. You know, there's real people I know. My best friend, Greg Wilkins. I'm right here in Louisville, Kentucky, where Breonna Taylor got killed in the trap, right? My best friend, Greg Wilkins, got shot in the head in the trap, right? A few years ago. He died right after Tupac. You know, we were young guys and we were about the same age as Tupac Shakur. And right after Pac got killed, my best friend, Greg, got his brains blown out in front of his daughter. And I'm still, I call his daughter, I check on his daughter because I love her. And she's like my own daughter. I at least in my heart, I feel that way because I have so much pain from the death of my best friend. So I think that when you talk about people profiting from the pain of black people, and this is not about Jeezy and TI. I told you, you know, these guys are talented artists. They're doing what they do. This is not in any way a diss track. This is not in any way some sort of like anti-rapper conversation. This is really talking about this. If it's anti anything, it's really anti white corporate media. It's sort of anti to whatever media outlets, mostly owned by white people or mostly owned by people maybe from the Jewish community or other communities who decided they want to profit from black pain. You see, the whole world profits from the pain, death, and suffering of black people. Private prisons make billions of dollars every year when they send your uncle away to prison for 50 years on some bullshit, and he is working for $1 a day, you know, and doing a corporate job that should be paying him $40 an hour. And instead of spending time raising children and being with his family, he's in the super trap, right? The super trap, or AKA hell, where every day you might get stabbed, where there's post-traumatic stress syndrome from that. Every day somebody might be trying to rape you if you're not strong enough to fend them off, right? He's living in the super trap, right? So they got levels of the trap. There's levels to hell. There's levels to hell, and they romanticize all of these hells to the point where they unfortunately have trained black people to become addicted to eating rat poison. Like we eat the rat poison and we think that is healthy, no different from eating like chitlins, like nasty ass pig guts, right? And we think that this is like the way people are supposed to eat when human beings don't eat things like that. They're not supposed to eat things like that, right? So you know, what I'll say is this. Do me a favor, hit the thumbs up button. If you haven't hit the thumbs up button, please hit the thumbs up, share, and subscribe button. Please share this video. If you think if this video means anything to you, feel free to hit that share button and share it with your friends. Also, just a reminder, the All Black National Convention is today's the last day. So if you haven't joined us, it's really, really good. And we're going to cover economics and finding your purpose and passion. And Julian Gordon will talk about real skill and real estate, things like that. So feel free to join us. It's allblacknationalconvention.com. You can join for the last day and watch the recordings of the first 2 days. This is a convention for people that don't want to go to the other conventions. This is not corporate sponsored. So no corporations get to decide what we talk about. This is not sponsored by any political party. So this is not, you don't have to be a Democrat or Republican. They don't have no power in this space. We out the trap. This is the anti-trap. This is what free black people look at. So some of y'all Negroes might be allergic to that. Some black people get astonished when a black person actually has real freedom. I don't know if y'all have ever seen that, where a black person literally got offended because you actually had freedom, or maybe you had a plan, like you had a solution or a plan. Like, you ever want to make a Negro upset? Just tell them that you have a plan to get out the trap. Tell them that you figured it out. Next thing you know, they'll be like, oh, well, you sound like a Republican. You sound like a Trump supporter. You don't understand what it's like for the rest of us. You don't get it. You don't get it. The Negro naysayer is a person that finds a problem for every solution, right? They are, and it's okay. Forgive them, for they know not what they do. They are addicted to the trap. You got black people that are addicted to the trap. The trap shows itself in many forms. The trap is like a massive evil spirit that infects millions of our people, like the coronavirus, right? Except maybe you can call it the Negronavirus or the Coronavirus. I don't know which one you want to call it, but it's this massive spirit that affects millions of our people. And the trap might show itself in the victim mentality, where even when you tell somebody how to not be a victim, they insist on being a victim. Like, they need their victimhood, like the way a heroin addict needs their heroin injected into their arm. They're like, no. I can't imagine myself as an empowered, fully functioning human being with the same freedom of choice and opportunities that a white man has. That is not true. I must be in the trap. Where's the trap? Like, they'll go to a city and look for the trap because that's where they got to be. I got to be in the trap. I got to be trapped, right? So it's okay. Don't be mad at them. I encourage you individually to make a decision that I'm not going to be in the trap, whatever that means. Some people are trapped in their mind. Some people are trapped economically, right? Some people are trapped in a physical sense, right? But whatever it is, whatever your trap is, some people might even be trapped in bad relationship choices, right? We all got our own version of the trap. So just to let you know what kind of a weirdo I am, when I hear TI and Jeezy rapping about the trap, I see it as an expansive thing. I'm thinking about white supremacy. White supremacy is the ultimate trap. So here's the thing. If I look at Jeezy and I look at T.I., these are smart guys. I saw Jeezy got married or something recently to a lady. I don't know. I don't think she's black though, but it doesn't matter. I'm not going to judge. And I see T.I. with his family. He's got the Family Hustle, and they got the little the TV show, and he's been with Tiny for all those years. And I just think that's amazing. When I was in Ghana, Tiny was right there. I shook T.I.'s hand, then I shook Tiny's hand, and it was cool. I love family. I just do. Maybe that's something wrong with me, but I just think black family is very inspiring. I know black family is very threatening for some people, or very scary or unrealistic, but I personally think black family is a wonderful thing. And I also noticed that when I see their children, I don't see people that are going to be stuck in the trap. I saw Jeezy's son, I think, who graduated from college. T.I.'s kids definitely ain't in the trap, right? They seem to be as free as you can be when your daddy's made, $100 million or whatever the number is. So I would almost say that when you think about the trap, whatever our traps are, you got to diversify your way outside the trap. I think that as we let white people make money through, music labels like Apple Music and Spotify, they make money from black pain. They profit from our pain. They love to romanticize the trap. They love to romanticize black genocide because it fattens their bank account. I encourage you to realize that it might be good for them, but it's not good for you. I encourage you to consider the damage that might have been done through all the years that we have spent glorifying the trap ideology, or the idea of being in the trap. And I'm not just talking about the poverty trap. I'm not just talking about poor people. I'm talking about some of you educated Negroes that are in the trap. Maybe it's the student loan trap, right? I got to go to college no matter what. So I'm going to sign that piece of paper where I'm going to be so deep in debt that I'm going to die in debt. Well, that's another type of trap. Or I'm going to go to college and learn how to manage a business, but I'll never learn how to build a business. So I will only be able to manage a business if a white man gives me an opportunity to manage a business. So I'll never actually have any wealth or any power or any freedom. Well, that's a trap. Or I'm gonna get caught up in following other people and doing what they do, and everybody else is getting caught up in the silly stuff, Cardi B and WAP and silly things, and I'm not gonna really focus on building a future for myself, or trying to build wealth for myself, or educate myself, or raise my kids right. Well, that's another type of trap. Black people many of us, the majority of you, are in the trap. You ain't got to be an 18-year-old on the corner slinging rocks to be in the trap. In fact, I would almost argue that educated black people are more in the trap than uneducated black people. At least when you're uneducated, we can start from scratch. We can educate you from the bottom up. We can teach you the principles that you need to know. Powernomics principles, for example, like how to really be truly free and empowered in this society, right? Sometimes you think, see, I know a lot about education. I was a college professor for 27 years. You guys know this. I don't got to repeat it. I know a lot about formal education. And the thing I know about formal education is this. Formal education is not as much an educational process as it is an indoctrination process. It is an indoctrination process in the same way that most valedictorians never actually become millionaires. Did y'all know that? Most valedictorians never become millionaires because they're not necessarily smarter than other people. Valedictorians are people who really learn how to follow the rules. They really learn how to fit in. They've really learned how to navigate around the trap. So they'll get the highest position available in the trap. They'll go to a corporation and they'll get promoted to middle and senior management within that corporate trap, right? But they don't know how to bust out of the trap. They spend so much time fitting in that they don't know how to bust out. The people that bust out and become millionaires and billionaires are people who say, fuck this whole thing. I'm going to go build something better, and it's going to be mine. It's going to be uniquely custom made for me. It's going to be like eating gourmet food that I cooked in my own kitchen, not that standardized shit that you got down at McDonald's. And I'm going to make a perfect meal for myself in the big meal called life, right? I'm going to design a situation that works specifically for me, which requires almost a spiritual transformation where you have such a deep knowledge of self and a deep love of self that you're willing to take those risks that cause you to bust out of the system, and you're going to get ridiculed. You're going to get made fun of. People are going to call you weird. I get called weird, radical, evil, nasty, ridiculous every single day. You ever want to know what that feels like? Imagine sitting there, you talking to 1 million people a week, and about 30-40% of them are like, fuck you. What's wrong with you? You crazy, right? And I'm going to just tell you the honest to God truth. This week, who was it? I think Willie D mentioned. Willie D from the Ghetto Boys. Willie D's in the All White National Convention. He was there yesterday. Willie D said, yeah, Dr. Boyce, I know you get a lot of heat for what you say about this, and this. And I literally had to stop myself and say, oh, I get heat? Oh, I do? Really? Oh, I don't even see it. I don't even hear it. It literally goes in one ear and out the other. So if you're on the internet trolling me, I might respond to you, just kind of fuck with you, and just kind of, because I know it's eating away at you, right? I know that free black people, you're allergic to that. I know that offends you, right? You're like Stephen from Django, like you're pissed off because the Negro rode in on a horse, right? But I'm the Negro on the horse, and I don't even notice you on the ground getting pissed off because I'm riding a fucking horse. And I'm wearing my finest clothes, and I'm feeling good about myself. My chin is up. So I'm not even looking down at you, looking up, staring like, that motherfucker, that nigga. What's that nigga doing on that nag? That nag is getting on that nag, acting like he's equal to Joe Biden and Donald Trump. You ain't no better than those two, boy. What's wrong with you, boy? I don't even see you. I don't even see it because spiritually, my goal is to elevate. I don't want to be in the trap. I do not submit to any of your traps that you want to put me in. I'm too smart for the trap. I know how to break out the mouse trap. That's maybe one thing my PhD gave me was the ability to break out of the trap. But then on top of having the intelligence isn't enough. You also got to have some courage. You also got to have some self-love. I'm a love Boyce no matter what. So if every single motherfucker on the planet hates Boyce, at least he's going to get love from me. He's going to get love from his mama. He's going to get love from God. That's all the love I need. I don't need love from people that need to be exposed to some new ideas. I don't need love from people where I know that they're coming from a flawed, disingenuous place. I don't need that love and support. I appreciate it. Those who love me, I love you too. I really do. I want to see you do well. But I commit myself every day to not being in the trap. So get out your damn trap, whatever your trap is. Everybody's got different traps that they're in. It might even be a personal trap. Maybe you have bad habits that stick with my trap. One of my traps was being fat. I don't know if anybody remembers the Fat Boys. If you go back 5 years and look at video of me 5 years ago, I kind of looked like this. I was like this big chub. I had kind of Roland Martin. I was like the smart Roland Martin, right? Like that. I had these jowls, and I'd be like, God damn, why do I have this double chin? Is something wrong? No, I was fat. That's what it was, right? So for many years, my trap was eating the wrong food and not being willing to exercise on a regular basis. That was my trap. And I had to find an amazing black woman to help me out of my trap. I had to surrender like a dope addict who finally admits that he cannot overcome his dope problem. I said, look, I surrender. You want me to do a fast? I'll do a fast. You want me to go wrong with you? I'll go wrong with you. I submit to the altar because I don't know how to fix this, right? And she helped me get out my trap. So everybody's got a trap. Right? It might be a lack of confidence. It might be your financial situation. It might be you not having the skill or education you like to have. It might be a lot of things, but I'm telling you, I'm encouraging you, get out the trap because the life of freedom is good. And I want you to have that, whatever that means for you. Whatever that means for you. If you in your heart of hearts, in your core of cores, knows that you are free and you are living as a free black man and a free black woman, then you have served the ancestors well. You have served the ancestors well. I know people tell you all day, all the time, well, your ancestor died for you to go vote for Joe Biden, or your ancestor died for you to go da-da-da. You don't know shit about my ancestors. I know one thing about my ancestors. My great-great-great-grandfather's name was Boyce. He got his name from a slave master. And if I go back in time, when I go back in time and I go talk to that ancestor, one thing I believe that ancestor wanted for me is he wanted me to be free. He wanted me to get out the trap. So get out your damn trap. Stop getting in your own way. Stop slowing yourself down. Stop killing yourself before you get a chance to achieve possible. Stop aborting your possibilities before they get a chance to live. Get out the trap. So that's my message for today. Once again, this is not a disrespect to TI and Jeezy. I think these guys are great, but these two guys drove me down the path where I started thinking about the trap. We got these white folks get us rapping about the trap. We glorifying the trap. I don't want black people to be in traps. The slavery was the ultimate trap. We got out that trap. Let's get out all the other traps that they have for us so we can win. Got it? Give me a yes or no in the chat if you get what I'm saying. Give me a yes or no. Also, if you're watching online, please hit the thumbs up button. Hit the thumbs up button. Share and subscribe. Please, everybody, do that. Share this link. If this video helped you in some way or gave you something to think about, I hope that you will take the time to share it. And also on the screen, you can actually text Boyce to 31996. And I send out notifications periodically when I go live, just in case YouTube is fucking around. I don't depend on YouTube. I actually like to reach out to you guys directly. And then last but not least, if you want to join us at the All Black National Convention, you can go to allblacknationalconvention.com. That's allblacknationalconvention.com. We will be meeting all day today, getting out the trap. And then last but not least, you can get a free e-copy of my book, It Takes a Village to Raise the Bar, by going to allblackeconomics.com. That's allblackeconomics.com. What's up on Instagram? My Instagram is The Real Boyce Watkins. Feel free to follow me there. Again, but just know I'm going to piss you off at least 4 times a week. About 4 times a week, I'm going to say something where you're going to say, damn, he's crazy. He's weird. Why did he say that? Just chalk it up to the fact that I live on another planet. Chalk it up to the fact that there's something that happens to your brain when you had a PhD. You got your PhD 20 years ago. So 20 years ago, I was already in that weird space of people that have way too much education, and then add 20 years of deep thinking onto that. So I'm going to just say things that don't make any sense all the time. I'm not asking you to agree. I'm just asking you to listen. I'm asking you to listen. That's how you grow, is you listen to ideas that are foreign to you and say, maybe there's a way that can make sense. Maybe not, but you don't have to agree. Understand that, because my goal is not to get you out of one trap and put you in another trap. Okay, my goal is for you to be free. Be free. All right. So I'm out of here, guys. Love you. And she says, I genuinely love this man. Well, I love you too, sister. Thank you so much for saying that. You made my day. All right. Have a good day, guys. I'm out. I'm about to go get ready for the convention. I'll talk to you guys later. Peace.